Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I thought it might just be kind of fun just to sit down and play with makeup. Like, I have no real thoughts on where we're gonna go with this, and we're probably not gonna do like a full face glam because as soon as I'm done filming, I'm gonna go wash my face off. My makeup. I'm gonna wash my makeup off, not my face. That's kind of permanent. I got a new mirror. I saw this at the Dollar Tree and I was like, I want to be like Tati, except for Tati's is probably real gold and worth $500,000 and mine's from the Dollar Tree, but still, I want to be like Tati. So anyway, if you guys don't know who Tati Westbrook is, one, are you under a rock? And two, I will link her below, the Glam Life Guru. She's really good. I love watching her. But I thought we could just play around today. I kind of cleaned up my vanity the other day. Now I don't know where any of my new Ipsy products have gone. I had some stuff I wanted to try out, and now I don't know where any of it is at. My husband is also like telling me I should do a Spider-Man theme makeup and wants to know if he can come sing the Spider-Man theme song. Don't get your hopes up. He probably won't come in here and do that, but that's what we were talking about before I started filming. So do you guys ever just like sit down and play with your makeup? I'm sure that you do. Like literally just make a mess all over your face. Like I literally have no real idea what I want to do. I just like took a minute and went through my makeup drawer to see if there's anything to play with, and there is. I was looking for an eyeshadow primer that I haven't tried yet, but I can't find it. But I don't think it's really going to matter because like I said, I'm going to go wash it all off anyways. So we're just like going to get started. What was that? Playing around with some makeup. So this is the Comfort Zone palette from Wet n Wild. I've never used it. Whoa, did you guys hear that vibration? People are nuts with their car music, I tell you what. So that's kind of what it looks like. I want to play around with this color right here. It kind of looks like a oh, that's so buttery. Oh my goodness. Anyways, I'm all over the place. So my friend Haley here on YouTube, she gave this to me in a makeup swap, which I can leave a link to that video below if you want to go check that out. But I've never played with this eyeshadow palette before. So buttery smooth. And look at that. Like, do you guys see this? Holy cow. That's such a pretty color. Like, I know it's kind of catching the light weird, but it's one of those that just is reflective depending on which way you turn it. But then I also wanted to play with this palette, which is the Nudes, and they have a really pretty burgundy in here that I've never played with before. It looks like it would be so good for fall. Also nice quality, but like it's the bomb. So what do you expect if you're paying like $50 for a makeup palette? What? No, because again, that's another one Haley gave me. But so let's see what this one looks like. Ooh, where's an empty spot? See, like, I feel like burgundies look fantastic in the pan, but then, like, you actually go to apply it and they turn out brown. Like, when was the last time you actually seen a burgundy eyeshadow be a burgundy eyeshadow? So this is the number 7 micellar water. It's okay. I will not buy it again. So if you are thinking about trying it out, I think you can save yourself the money and get the one from Garnier. That one's pretty good, about $5, and you get, like, a gallon-sized bottle. Not really a gallon size, but you get a lot in there. This one works. I just feel like it's like a really drying formula. Like I feel like my skin feels dry when I use it and I need to lotion. Whereas the micellar one, like the blue one, also is kind of a drier formula in my opinion, but the pink one, I don't feel like it dries my skin. Anyway, let's get out an eyeshadow brush. And I think we're just going to kind of play around with this palette because I'm just kind of disappointed with the burgundy in that palette. Like, I've been disappointed with every burgundy I've ever tried out. So I'm going to come in here with Brow Bone right there. Not that any of this really matters because, to be honest, this look is probably not going to be anything special. So get it on a nice fluffy brush. And then, is this blinding you guys? I really hope not. I don't think so. No, kind of like creeping out here on the side. Looking. Are you being blinded? So that's a nice color. This is like a nice palette, you guys, for being Wet n Wild. Like, I don't know that I've ever actually used Wet n Wild eyeshadows, but holy cow, this is nice. Like, I've been using the Perfect Peach palette all summer, and I've got some tutorials I want to make for that palette because I've really come up with some nice looks. But holy crap, I might be switching to this palette for fall. That is so nice. Like, they just are so buttery and they're so pretty when they are applied. Like, are you guys seeing this? It's so, I mean, probably not. This one's kind of skin toned. Like, I'm seeing it when we're like here, but like, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Okay, got you readjusted after bringing you a little too close to my face. So where is a packing, is it called a packing brush? And these little shader brush, shadow brush, whatever the professionals call it. We're gonna go ahead and come in with that iridescent blue. See what this guy can do. But I'm kind of looking at this shiny burgundy next to it, and I kind of want to see what he can do too. So maybe we'll do a different look on each eye, because like, we're here to play with makeup, you know? So let's see what's going on. That's just such, oh my gosh, I love this. This is so pretty. Like, it just changes depending on what direction you're looking, or like how the light catches. It's so pretty. Oh my goodness. So yeah, normally when I just sit down and play with makeup, like, I don't film it. But today I was like, why not like film myself making a mess of my face, you know? Because this is just fun to do. To just sit down and play around. Like, no real idea where we're going or, you know, anything like that. We're just going to town. I'm going to bring this up kind of high just because I feel like it's not so much that I feel like, it's more like I know, like, I have hooded eyes, and half the time when I put a shadow on, like, you can't see it because of my hooded eyes. And with a shadow like this, normally I'm a little worried to go crazy with it and play and like make it big, because sometimes things get messed up and then I look nuts. However, this is a safe zone, okay? Like, I don't have to go out in public like this after. I can just take it all the way up to my brow, and nobody's gonna see it except for the entire internet. You know what I'm saying? I just love that color. That color is just gorgeous, you guys. Gorgeous. So I want to go ahead and play around with this shimmery burgundy right here. Let's see. What do we get color payoff wise? I mean, it don't look bad, right? Is that actually looking like burgundy? No, it kind of looks like a shimmery brown when it goes on the skin. Shocker. But because I'm a ratchet trash panda, I'm going to go ahead with the same shadow brush I was just using. So we'll probably end up with some like a transfer of the iridescent blue. But we're going to do this on the other eye and see the color payoff on these shadows is just amazing for being Wet n Wild. Like, holy cow. Like, I would never consider myself to be a makeup snob. Like, I'm totally open to using anything. And growing up, and definitely in my early 20s, like, there is no way that I could afford or justify getting fancy palettes like The Balm or Too Faced. Like, that was not in my budget, nor did I even know they existed until I found YouTube. I had no idea there was such a thing as fancy makeup. And even now, like, I've never paid a lot of money for my own makeup. There's quite a bit of fallout from this. But I've done a couple makeup swaps where people have sent me some very nice eyeshadow palettes. That would be a Tara Loves Mac and Haley. So links will be below for both of those. This shadow just looks black as it goes on. Like, it loses all the burgundy. It just becomes a shimmery black, which I don't hate. It's very pretty. It's a very pretty shimmery black. But it lies in the pan. In the pan, it looks like a shimmery burgundy. And in that swatch, it kind of looked like a shimmery brown, you know? Anyway, and this is looking more brown, but I think it's because of how the light's hitting it. Because it still has a bit of that greenish sheen to it, greenish blue. But it looks more burgundy than the burgundy. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. I've had some friends give me some really nice makeup palettes. And then I have asked for a few nice makeup palettes for like Christmases and stuff. But like, I have never personally spent $50 on a makeup palette for myself. That's still just a bit out of budget for me. But Or at least, you know, to buy for myself, you know, like that's, if I'm going to spend $50 on myself, it's probably going to be like a pair of jeans or some LuLaRoe, because y'all know I got a little bit of an obsession with LuLaRoe. But, anyway, try to clean some of this off. Where was I getting at with all that? I have no idea. Oh, so not being a makeup snob. So, I mean, like, I've always been one to use, like, drugstore makeup. Like, I'm no stranger to it, you know? Like, I'm not one of those YouTubers that's like, oh my god, it's a drugstore. Like, okay, cool. Let's, you know, try it out. But since I have started playing around with some more expensive palettes, I have noticed sometimes a quality difference and also, like, a difference on lasting power and blendability and pigmentation, and like there is a difference that you notice when you're using a high-end palette versus a drugstore sometimes. And I feel like this would fall into one of those sometime categories because, like, ooh, kicked the camera, but like these shadows are so buttery. I feel like they applied pretty nicely. And the color pigmentation is there. I mean, sure, the burgundy looks black, but we just looked at the balm from the nude, or the nude from the balm, whatever. That first burgundy I showed you guys. And that's like a fancy makeup palette, probably close to 50 bucks. And, you know, it looked brown. So I feel like that's just like one of those colors across the board that's just hard to get right, probably. I don't know, like I don't make makeup, but my thoughts and opinions. So I've just, for whatever reason, been dying to do like a green winged liner. I suck at doing wing liner. This is with a pencil and not like a gel, which, like one of those gel felt tips or liquid felt tips, that's the term. I can sometimes be okay with it. This is probably going to be a disaster, but I've just been wanting to try out doing a green liner ever since I got this eyeliner in my Ipsy bag. This is from Sugar, and the color is Stroke of Genius. It's a really pretty color. I've actually been using it quite a bit lately, and I just like want to do a green wing. Again, not really having a purpose here. We're just having fun. So, you know, typically when you just have fun, it's probably when the wing's gonna turn out perfect and be fantastic. And then you try to do it to wear it, and it's like things went horribly wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how life works. When you're not trying, things work out. But I've really been enjoying this eyeshadow. Like the it's so buttery. Like, so buttery. It's really buttery. Like, if you guys got one of these in an Ipsy bag, let me know. What are your thoughts on it? Did you also get the green? Did you get something different? Because I mean, I have really been enjoying this, and I kind of wouldn't be against getting more, you know, once I use this one up and a few others, like, because that's another thing, is I don't really buy makeup unless I use things up, with exception to my Ipsy. But that just makes me happy, you know, when I get the little pink bag in the mail, even if things sit in a drawer for like 6 months, like, it gives me happiness. So I re-upped the subscription after going a year without it. However, when it comes to like replacing makeup or like going out of my way to buy makeup, I don't do it unless I use things up. Like, I recently used up a setting spray, need to buy another one. I'm about out of foundation, need to buy another one. You know, like I don't just like go out of my way to buy makeup. I would love to, but it's kind of one of those things where, like, if you don't use it, it goes bad eventually. You got time, but you know, it doesn't do any good when you got like 5 different eyeshadow palettes full of the same colors and then you go buy another one, you know? Like, use what you got. That's just my opinion. What are we doing tonight? I have no idea. I'm just like hyped up on life, apparently. So let's try to finish this. I feel like it's gonna be like a chubby wing, but that's okay. So, I mean, that's pretty mediocre for me. That's about as good as it gets. And yet, I keep trying. Will you ever learn to just leave it alone? But you know what? That green wing doesn't look half bad with that iridescent eyeshadow. That's kind of pretty, you know? I had an itch on my nose, and I have green on my nose. And I've got... What is that? There's something there, too. Oh, getting messy. But I don't know. I like that. I feel like that's pretty. Like, if I was to do a look of this, I would wear that out in town. Like, I like that. That's like for fall, you know, like maybe I'll have to like come up with a full face of glam tutorial for this because I like it. So I don't think a wing will work well here for obvious reasons. There's a lot going on, so we'll just kind of leave it alone. Okay. Again, not doing a makeup look. We're just playing around and seeing what kind of a mess we can get into. So I don't know if I've just been like struggling with allergies lately, or like if I had a cold trying to come on. I've been taking like these immune booster things, and maybe they're working and like keeping it at bay, but I've kind of had a little bit of congestion and a sore throat. Like it wants to turn into a cold, but it hasn't. But I've had it going on for like the last 2 weeks, and I'm not sure if it's allergies because it's fall, the season is changing. Well, it's, you know, turning into fall, and it's like harvest time, and like the corn's coming down, so like a lot of pollen. Maybe that's the issue, or maybe it's just I'm fighting a cold. I don't know. My throat has just been kind of sore. Speaking of, I had a really bad cold a few months ago, and so like we had some of the sore throat spray from Walmart. It was like the Equate brand, and so I tried it out. It was supposed to be cherry flavored. That, oh my god, it didn't work. For one, it did not work. Like it worked for like 2 seconds, and for 2, it tasted like an old shoe. Like so disgusting. Like, don't buy that. Okay, so this guy we're gonna get a little crazy with in a little bit. I just want to put it on my face, okay? It's it's from Hard Candy. The color is Tiki, and it's supposed to be, I guess, like a bronzer, maybe a highlighter. Like, I almost wonder, like, what would it be like if I put it under my foundation? But, like, you can't do liquid on top of a powder. Why am I talking like this? I don't know. Like, I'm just amped tonight. I'm just feeling a certain kind of way. However, I think that if I take a translucent powder on top of it, that would act almost like a foundation. Like maybe I could put this all over my skin and it might be pretty. Like, I don't know, but like I want to find out. So like all of my makeup brushes are filthy. Like we might end up with some like rouge everywhere as well. Okay, so I think I found a brush that is fairly clean. So I just want to try, just like, we're just gonna go ham. Just get in there. Get in there. And then I just want to apply it all over my face because I feel like it. And like I want to know, like, can this be a setting powder? Is it too shimmery? I'm leaning towards too shimmery. Probably doesn't have dual purposes. Like I wouldn't even trust this to be a bronzer. Okay, like this probably just needs to be a highlighter, in all honesty. But I've got like a sore spot on my nose, like right here, like I don't know what happened. I think I had a scab there a couple days ago. Like, you ever just wake up with like a scab on your nose, like you cut yourself in the middle of the night, you're sleeping? I did that one time, like after I got my nose ring. Like my nose ring was pretty new. I'd only had it maybe 2 weeks, maybe. And I was sleeping and I rolled over and I did one of these motions and my nail caught my nose ring and yanked it out. That hurt so bad. Don't do that. That was not a good time. And then my piercer he didn't pierce me with a corkscrew nose ring, but he put in a corkscrew nose ring, which, just imagine a pig's tail if you don't know what a corkscrew nose ring is. The base of it, the bar part, looks like a pig's tail or a corkscrew. And I cannot get that thing back in for nothing. My nose was so sore. So I went to Walmart, like woke up in the middle of the night, probably like 2 or 3 in the morning, had to book it to Walmart because this was probably the most painful piercing I ever got. I was not going to let it go. So I booked it to Walmart in the middle of the night to get a nose ring, and I got an L shape. And so I love these. If you have a nose ring, I recommend the L shape. You can get a straight one and then bend it to your liking. But like, personally, I think they are the most comfortable way to go when it comes to nose rings. Like, get an L shape, you will be good. I've also tried the ones with like the little balls on the end of them. I don't recommend those. I had one like that for a few months. Like, my nose ring was healed and I was able to change it out, and I put in one with like a little ball on the end of it, and I wore it for like a month or so, and then I went to change out my nose ring, and the ball on the end was wider than the post itself, And so my skin had started to try to heal, and pretty much I had to gauge out my nose hole thing with the bottom ball, and like literally I messed with it for like a full night, and like trying to pull it out and couldn't get it to come out, and finally just had to like yank it and gauge the whole piercing open, and so painful. Like, I don't recommend that. My cousin had the exact same issue too. Like, just save yourself the trouble. Don't get the one with the ball on the end. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and powder this and see, like, would this stuff work here from Hard Candy as like an underneath glow, like some of those glow drops you see people talking about. They're like, oh, it's from Stilla and it's like my whole life savings and it's amazing. You know, one of those things that people talk about, and like their skin does look good, but like, do I want to retire when I'm 65, or do I just want to work forever because I bought expensive makeup in my 20s? You know, one of those things. But if this would work, that would be kind of fun, you know? Like, because then like we could have dewy glowy skin without breaking the bank. Yeah, that spot just hurts. It's sore, you know? It's sore. But I think that might have worked. Like, I don't know that I would want to do this during the winter. However, I think during the summer, that might give like a nice glow to the skin. Like, that's not bad. Holy cow. See, what happens when you play with makeup and suddenly you find out that you can rub highlighter all over your face and not look like a goon. Like, that's not bad. I would actually probably do this. Like, what do you guys think? That's like a glow from within that didn't cost $60. So this guy here is a number 7 bronzer. It's the Shimmer, someone's mad, the Shimmer bronzer palette. My son is getting his iPad time. He's 2. He knows how to work it. It's insane. But he gets his iPad for a few hours in the evening after dinner, and if something goes wrong with the iPad, like if it dies, or if, I don't know, like sometimes he gets stuck on an app and can't figure out how to get off, you know, things like that, he gets kind of upset. So my husband is handling that right now. But anyways, it's like it's just a really pretty bronzer, but I feel like it has too much shimmer in it. I'm always like, how would I possibly use that as a bronzer? Like, there's just too much shimmer for my liking. However, we're going to try it out today because I've never tried it, and I just want to see. You know, I'm just gonna mix it all together. Just a good ding, 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 ding. Mix it all together. It looks almost looks a little rosy. Maybe it's just the lighting. I don't know. But yeah, like look at that. It looks rosy. What is going on? Is this a bronzer or a blush? Because it says bronzer on the back, but I'm feeling like maybe this is a blush. Look at all that texture. Holy cow. What is going on with my face? What is happening to my... Yeah, I would call this like a blush. Like, this just has... It's just too much of a pinky. Like, maybe for somebody else's skin tone this would work well as a bronzer. You know, like, not all makeup is made for all people, you know? Like, it's okay if something's not for you. It happens. And please don't anybody take that as me referring to the whole issue with foundation companies not coming out with enough shades of foundation. I am fully on board with foundation companies needing to service all the skin colors. Like, that is an important thing. But I'm talking about like things like this. Like, normally things like this, like, they have several different shades, you know, like, or if maybe this one doesn't work for you, like, it's easy to find another one. But like a lot of times with foundations, like, it's hard, to my understanding, it is hard for people with really dark skin tones or really light skin tones to find affordable foundation, and like that's an issue, you know. Like, I'm not trying to be sarcastic to that legitimate problem. However, like, not all makeup is made for all people, you know. Like, just because it doesn't work for me, it doesn't mean it won't work for somebody else, and just because this looks like a blush on me, it doesn't mean for somebody else it might not look really good, you know. That's what I'm getting at. Okay, put your panties back on. Calm down. Keyboard warrior. Sit down, Becky. Who's Becky? Sorry, Becky. If you're watching. I have an Aunt Becky. She's a very nice lady. She would not be offended by this. Like, she wouldn't even watch this. YouTube what? Like, she probably doesn't know. And maybe. I mean, she has grandsons who are probably into YouTube, so maybe she knows because of them, but I highly doubt she... But I have an Aunt Sandy who does watch, so hi, Aunt Sandy. So, yeah, I mean, I personally wouldn't wear it as a bronzer, but like it's not bad once you buff it out. Like it's okay. It's not bad. So let's get into this Ofra Cosmetics thing. I got this in an Ipsy a while ago. I was thinking about getting rid of it, but like I've always wanted to try Ofra Cosmetics. And again, it's one of those brands that is like sounds fantastic, but also sounds really expensive. So like I said, I was gonna pass this on, but I also really kind of want to play with it. That feels really nice. Is this picking up? Let's see. Very shiny. I think it'll work well for a highlighter. Let's see if I don't have a clean brush. I'm getting like all up in your face. But we got brushes back here. So these ones are a little cleaner. They're the ones that I don't really use so much. Cleaner. They're like covered in dust. Do you see that? Really? I'm disgusting. Trash panda. So let's go with this guy. Knock the dust off of him. This is real life, you guys. This is like my everyday. Like I'm disgusting. No shame. So let's see what this looks like as a highlighter. Not that I know, not that, like, I don't know if we're going to be able to really see this as a highlighter because I've got like that highlighter all over my face. You know, like how well is this going to show up? But I don't know. Like I can see it. Can you see it? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe. Is it there? I mean, I know it's there, but I mean, it's pretty as a highlighter. I don't know how this would do as a shadow. Like, it's a bit strong to be an eyeshadow. Like, maybe. I don't know. But is it anything special? Granted, we're using it as a highlighter and not an eyeshadow as it's meant. However, I would say that I wouldn't go out of my way to buy this. I know people are always like, Ofra, so fancy. And it's like, it's not bad, but like, it's not changed my life here. Like, you know. So I'm going to take a second and see if we can find a Morphe product that I got in my Ipsy bag that I've been wanting to try, because I've never tried anything from Morphe either. And I know they're like all the rage right now. So I really want to try this product out, but I'm not exactly sure where I put it. So like, give me a minute. Okay, so I'm coming to the conclusion that that Morphe product is still sitting in my Ipsy bag that I have yet to do an unboxing video on. And I'd like to hold off playing with that until after I do the unboxing video. So my apologies. But if you're curious, keep an eye out for my September Ipsy glam bag to hear about that. But we got like 5 minutes left on the camera, so like let's finish things up. So like right here we have this Marcel BB Cream Golden Glow. Like when I first tried this out, it was way too dark, but like I didn't have the thoughts to try to sheer it out and see what happens, because I think this is one of those things that you're supposed to put on before your foundation, and it's supposed to give you like a glow from underneath. But like I was like, oh, that's way too dark, you know. But like maybe no, that is still way too dark. So I'm gonna pass this on along to one of my friends who maybe, I mean, now that I'm blending it out, like, is that too dark for me, or is that blending into my skin? Like, maybe I need to play with this on my face, because that might actually work. Holy cow. That might actually work, but it feels more like a foundation almost. So I want to play on this lipstick. This is from ColourPop. I've never tried a ColourPop lipstick, and you know, you hear a lot of shit about it. So let's get this a go. We have like 4 minutes left on my SD card. So like, I'd really like to get this whole video done in 4 minutes. So let's see. Okay, so this liquid lip dries down really quickly. It's very pretty. It's very messy. This is something that needs to have a lip liner with it. Like, I don't know if you guys see how much feathering and bleeding is going on, but this definitely needs a liner to it. That being said, I hear ColourPop is cheap. I don't know. I've never looked into it. This was gifted to me by one of my friends. But I would definitely compare this to this liquid lip from The Balm, which is probably even more expensive. This guy's from like an Ipsy bag, so like, you know, whatever. But I think those are pretty comparable. So last thing here that I want to try out is a MAC eye mascara. Eye mascara, because where else would you put mascara? So that's what the wand looks like. A nice big fat fluffy. I think the packaging is just kind of cool in this too. Like just like a tube. It's kind of neat. I like it. But I feel like there's probably not a lot of product in here with how big the wand is. But MAC is another product that like I've never tried before. I've never tried MAC. At least I don't think I have. Pretty sure I haven't. That's not bad. I mean, it made my lashes fairly long. Not much for volume, but I like it. I'd get some use out of this. So we are down to 2 minutes, so I think this is as good as any place to quit. So thank you so much for watching and playing with makeup with me. Whoa. Throwing things on the floor. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so you can see my next video. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.